Yeah. Hello. That came out a lot weaker than I wanted it to. I wanted it to be weak for dramatic effect, but like, holy shit. Anyway, my voice is almost back though. Like, yeah, doctor came over, um, took a look. Turns out I have some kind of like lingering infection in my lung, and that's why I've been coughing. And yes, there was irritation, but that was dealt with. But like in my throat and vocal cords, but that's like done. Uh, so yeah, that's why I had like a 1 week of 1 or 2 weeks of like normalcy, and then immediately boom, done. So yeah, the result was almost the same, but yeah, the cause was different. And now I'm some medicine, and it's been like 3 or 4 days, and it's working wonders. And yeah, that's it. Except, except interestingly enough, she said like, "Hey, your blood pressure is unusually high," and I'm like, "Okay, how unusually high? Like, is it like go to the hospital now unusually high?" And she was like, "No, but definitely monitor it, and if it persists for the next like 10, 15 days, then you have to take um your findings to a cardiologist probably, and but there's nothing immediately worrying, and it could be also related to stress, which I've been going through a lot of that lately. So yeah, there is that, which is interesting. I never even realized, but I am prone to stress a lot. I used to have panic attacks and shit. um yeah, and so and be on medication for that, but maybe it's back, maybe it flared up, I don't know. We'll see. So now all I have to do is like for the next 15 days, I have to fucking measure my blood pressure every morning and night, both hands and both arms basically, and then just like see the average across days, for each day and across days. And I try to do that. So here's a funny thing. I tried to do that, and the moment that I tried to do that, I got so fucking stressed because I had to do it that I was like, nope, that's gonna fuck up the measurement. So what I'm doing is I'm letting it like kind of simmer for a few days, and then I'll start doing it. Which is working because it's like I'm also calming down more as days pass. So yeah, I'm eager to see what the results of that are gonna be. What else? Oh, and the medicine that I'm taking now kind of also gives me, um, I don't know, it's like it puts me on alert somehow. Like I noticed that after I'm taking it, there is like an hour or two of overstimulation. That's what I feel. Like literally, kind of sometimes even like my hands are kind of shaky, and I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? And then it kind of subsides. So I have to deal with that. I mean, the first day of the medicine, it was like a couple of hours, and then now it's minutes, let's say, maybe half an hour. So maybe it's some kind of like adjustment thingy. Though if that persists as well, then I gotta change medication for sure. And yeah, this is like this is like the stuff, because I wanted to get the stuff out of the way so I can actually go into what I want to do today with you, which is, uh, by the way, that was um, the song that you heard in the beginning. But yeah, no, and take note that my voice is going to be a little bit weaker, and I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like another interesting side effect of the medicine I'm on the prescription I'm on. Kind of makes it a little difficult, as in, yeah, I don't cough almost at all now, but also it feels like my voice is suppressed, and it's strange to me. Anyway, yeah, and as you can see, this is going to be a little bit of a whopper here, because this is one of those videos that use like, you know, these icons and shit, right? And they talk about martial arts like they are some kind of authority. And now I'm just really curious what the fuck we're going to see here. What's going on? Like, what is going on, dude? And we have the usual icons of like this guy walking that guy, like a dog, some BDSM stuff going in there. We've got like these two like very affectionate lovers and these rough boys. I don't know. These icons are definitely not exactly accomplishing what I think they want to accomplish, but hey, interesting. And so, you know, everything a beginner should know about fighting is also such a title. Um, so, you know, I'm gonna let the guy talk. We're gonna figure out what's what. And yeah, we will definitely you know, test this. Uh yeah. I wonder what this is. Like just a guy with a knife. Like yeah, guy with knife. And this guy just literally ripping reality apart. I don't know what's happening. What is this though? What is this though, huh? Anyway, we will find out, and it's 48 minutes, 43, 48, I can't see because of the colors there. But yeah, let's say 40 minutes just about, and you know what that means? It's gonna take me like 10 hours or something, which fair enough, right? We're here for the content, so all right. I'm also not any authority, by the way. Just saying. All right, so let's fucking go, right? Let's fucking see. I'm inclined to full screen this just so we have like, you know, all the glory of these icons every time. Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay. All right, let's check the first one.
Every type of Street Fighter. The Cheap Shotter. The Cheap Shotter is the dirtiest kind of Street Fighter. They strike when you're distracted, turned away, or least expecting it. They don't
The cheap shotter, isn't everyone a cheap shotter in a real fight? Like, shouldn't you be? Because I would argue you should be. Like, definitely.
want to fight, they want an ambush. Cheap shots usually come from a mix of anger, fear, and cowardice.
No, that's not true. Cheap shots come usually from you being basically it's a skill issue. I'm sorry to say, but it's basically a skill issue because it's a guy who's like, or any guy, like, you know, I use it in unisex, who's like reads you and can tell that you can't do shit, and so they just, you know, who a cheap shotter is? Somebody who understands that you cannot defend, you cannot adapt to something, and so they will fucking barrage you with it if they can, you know, fast and clean. And that's a skill issue on your part, I'm sorry.
And they're all about ending things before they even start.
Shouldn't that be the goal no matter what?
This can be a punch to the back of the head, a groin kick, or a such.
Oh yeah, this girl right there, such a cheap shotter. Oh my god. How dare she tactically pick like your vulnerable spots? How dare she? That is such a cheap shot.
An attack with a bottle or blade.
Attack with a bottle is a cheap shot? Hey, use your environment.
The damage? Way worse than in a normal fight. When
What? What's a normal fight? Is it like when you agree not to hurt each other?
you're not braced, injuries hit harder. Concussions, knockouts, even permanent trauma. Cheap
Those are bread and butter in every combat sport, let alone any like actual combat.
shotters rely on surprise, not skill. They weaponize your lack of awareness.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Just get awareness, bitch.
And in the street, that makes them one of the most dangerous and pathetic types you'll face.
They're not necessarily the most dangerous. I mean, it's something that like everyone does. Like you should do that. You should ambush and eliminate every possibility that your target will fight back if you can. I see red, this nonsense again. Oh, they get superhuman strength because they're Angie.
See red. The I see red fighter is driven entirely by emotion, not
I'm so Angie, I get stronger.
training. Fueled by adrenaline, they explode with uncontrolled aggression.
Yeah, and then they die out in 10 seconds. Like, your aggression doesn't matter, bro. I'm sorry. How your feelings are, are in the moment of a fight, this doesn't really matter.
Charging in, throwing haymakers, ignoring
Throwing haymakers. Oh my god, something that absolutely you cannot do if you're not angry. Oh my god. It's a super move you only unlock access to if you're angry. Oh my god.
defense, and losing all tactical awareness. While that raw intensity can be dangerous in the first few seconds, it's unsustainable. They
Thank you.
tire quickly, swing inaccurately, and lack any sense of timing or balance.
Yeah. The truth about seeing red is that you basically like let me try to break it down for you a little bit. A little bit like, as if it was a thing. So what is implied here is somebody's capacity to ignore injury to themselves, which is not good, but also to ignore the consequences of their actions on the opponent. Thereby, they don't care how much damage they're going to cause, right? They will, just like the chip shot earlier, they will try to end it right then and there. And that's it. Like that's the most I can say about it. So I don't know. I don't fucking know what to tell you about that. But I can tell you that if you find yourself getting very, very angry very quickly, it's time for therapy, my buddy. It's not time for the ring, it's time for therapy.
Physiologically, their heart rate spikes, fine motor skills drop, and tunnel vision sets in.
Yeah, and the heart rate spikes are not welcome.
Making them vulnerable to anyone who stays calm. These fighters don't process risk, they react, and that makes them unpredictable, not
No, they don't react. They actually take the initiative more often than not. Like an overconfident opponent will take initiative. I mean, even a confident opponent will take initiative. I mean, even you should take initiative. Just gotta know when.
unbeatable. In almost every case, composure and
What?
react, and that makes them unpredictable, not unbeatable.
Ah, okay. Even the unpredictable doesn't make sense, especially when the same like assessment section does mention that like, oh, they throw like inaccurate telegraphed bullshit at you. It's not always the case, but yeah, if somebody's going to clearly attack you in a very straightforward manner, then that's predictable. I'm sorry.
In almost every case, composure and strategy will outlast rage. In a fight, it's not
Debatable. Depends on your skill because, like, when somebody's literally fucking trying to steamroll you like that, if you just overdo it with like, oh, I shall now breathe deeply and I shall still myself, like if you do that too much, that between your thoughts, you're gonna find yourself, on the floor. But that's against any opponent. It's not because the other guy sees red.
about who's angriest, it's about who's thinking. The loudmouth is a psychological aggressor. Rather than initiating violence, they attempt to provoke it through verbal threats, shout.
Oh, that is horrible. People who do that outside of a fight, I understand. In a fight, I get it, but this kind of emotional violence, don't fucking tolerate it, and don't allow it. It really is emotional violence,
And exaggerating.
and the same goes for pets and everything, right? Like you see somebody fucking literally screaming their lungs out at their dog and like literally terrorizing the thing. Yeah, don't fucking tolerate that. Like, what the fuck are you doing, my man? Like, are you just like emotionally scarring everyone. What the fuck are you doing?
Gestures. This behavior is rooted in dominance display, a social tactic to intimidate without immediate risk. Functionally, the loudmouth tries to control the interaction by escalating tension. If you react emotionally, they gain.
Yeah, that's another problem about it because naturally, for example, people like me, right? If you start screaming in my face, there is a high chance that you're going to agitate me and I will act, right? I know this, so I kind of measure it, let's say, because I can see when it's done on purpose to get a reaction. But this kind of baiting into a fight is like it's a sublime tactic because you are charging your target with the first move, and the longer they don't take the first move, the more in your head you think that you're winning. But that has to do more with, like, again, emotions and such kind of things. Not really a fight, let's say, but it is a tactic. It's like somebody might scream at you. They're not coming at you, they're just screaming at you. And now if you come at them, maybe you're also the aggressor now, and legal trouble and also this and that. It's a whole fucking can of worms, literally. But in a fight, if you're already in the mindset, doesn't matter if the other person is like just loud, you know. And if it does matter to you, you should really try to kind of train that out of you, right? So if you have a sparring partner that you trust and you're familiar with, ask them to do this on purpose and try to maintain your calm, like examine your emotions during the moment, see what actually is getting triggered in you, try to work it out a little bit so that it just can't be used against you in a fight. But outside of a fight, it's like it's so difficult to deal with a person like that because they can just be sitting there and shouting like even slurs or hate speech at you, but they're not touching you. So if you touch them, you're in trouble, which is, at least in my country, right? You're in trouble. It's not self defense. So you can't really do anything other than endure it or remove yourself from the situation. Which, here is the interesting thing. In most cases, if you just remove yourself, yes, it might look like cowardice, but why do you care what people think? If you remove yourself, um, people who are loud will usually see it as a victory and they will not follow you because they know that if they follow you as well, now that becomes a whole different matter. If they're following you as well, now that might be actually defensible, as in, okay, you're feeling like you're being followed, so you're in danger. You see where I'm going with this? And that would probably, I'm not a lawyer, by the way, but that would probably be in your favor if you were to then kind of like push back. Which again, I don't recommend because I don't know your laws and I don't even know my laws that well. And that's why these guys are, for me, the worst. I would just much rather, like, yeah, you can have this win. Honestly, 9.9 out of 10 times, like literally, they're not gonna follow because they are also a little bit afraid, which is what they're compensating for by yelling, right? So yeah, just give them the win, quote unquote, and just move away. You're not gonna win a shouting match with them. You're definitely not gonna win a dialogue with them or an argument, because that's neither of those things are what they're going for. And there is no way you're gonna win if you touch them first against the law. So yeah.
In the upper hand, even without throwing a punch. Risks include attracting a crowd, creating unpredictable social dynamics, or concealing a sudden attack behind theatrics. The typical profile of a loudmouth.
And that last part is literally skill issue. Just don't be distracted by the shouting. Just either leave or keep your eyes open if you're gonna stay. That's all.
Isn't trained, insecure, relies on bluff and noise.
That is not true. A loudmouth could be trained, and they could be doing it because exactly they know what they're doing, which is not insecurity. It's actually a strat against you, especially if they have read you as a person who is easily like irritated, you know?
over actual skill, and usually they are not able to back up whatever non
What I'm trying to say is what this guy said isn't wrong, but also isn't right in every case, and it's a very mixed bag with such a situation.
nonsense is coming out of their mouth. The martial artist. The martial artist is usually the last person to start a street fight. With formal training often comes discipline, restraint, and respect.
Wrong, wrong, and wrong. And I have years of experience to prove that. Absolutely false. Absolutely false. I'm sorry to say.
They know their capabilities, and
Absolutely also false.
that knowledge alone is often enough to avoid unnecessary conflict. From boxing to taekwondo, these individuals are
These aren't martial arts, those are combat sports.
conditioned, composed, and confident under pressure.
Not really. No. Depends on the person. Depends highly on the person. You don't magically become conditioned, composed, and confident under pressure or, you know, or low key just because you, like, some people do. And the reason they do is like it can vary. And because it can vary, it can also break under different kind of pressures and manipulations. Somebody, for example, might be like, "Oh, I'm learning Taekwondo, so or any other art doesn't matter. So I must remain composed because if I don't, I will unleash such devastating power that the world will be ripped asunder." You know. But the moment they realize that this is not going to happen, they might crack. You know. So like imagine thinking you're invulnerable because you know martial art and you're calm, right? And that makes you like a martial artist. And then somebody literally like punches you in the face and you don't even catch it. Even the act of not catching it is going to traumatize you and your sense of self-worth and confidence. You will break. How I know? Well, I've been there. That has been done to me early when I was learning. I'm telling you, this is bullshit.
Sure. But that same confidence can become a blind spot. Relying solely on one's skill can create a false sense of control in chaotic situations. The street doesn't play by gym rules. There are no referees, mats, or one-on-one guarantees.
On that we agree.
Most martial artists can defend themselves effectively, especially against
No, only during, sports contact mostly. Depends on what they're doing. Like these are broad generalizations that are crazy.
untrained attackers. But danger rises when overconfidence leads them to engage instead of walk away. In street fights, it's not just skill that matters. It's context, awareness, and restraint.
Restraint doesn't matter. It's awareness. That's all. And your skill. That's all, literally. Restraint shouldn't be your first thing. There are times where you should be restrained, and there are times where, yeah, well, it's going to be detrimental.
Training is a powerful tool, but humility is the real defense. The spring
Yeah, just don't go around thinking that anyone who isn't humble is automatically a loser. You know, don't go around thinking that because you are humble, you are owed victory, and you will survive a circumstance. So yeah, just saying.
sprinter, the runner is often the smartest fighter in the room
Are they? Why? What's going on here?
because they don't fight at all. This type prioritizes escape over ego and avoidance over dominance.
This is not a type of. This isn't a type. Most of these aren't types of different fighters. Most of these are characteristics that as a martial artist, you should possess degrees of and degrees of defenses against. Running, of course, you should be able to run. Should you know when to do it? Of course. Should you do it sometimes? Of course. Is this guy an idiot? Like, who is making these videos?
Whether motivated by fear, legal awareness, or survival instinct, the runner understands that no street fight is worth the risk of injury, arrest, or escalation. They'll
I do agree that it's rarely worth it in the sense of like, what are you getting out of it? Like, what is your end result? What do you want to achieve? And this differs per person. Like, if what you want to achieve is to not fight at all, yeah, you can try to run. Though maybe set it up a little bit. Don't blindly turn your back and run. Um, Also, nobody and nothing will ever guarantee you that you're faster than the other person or that you know the area better than the other person. So keep those things in mind, you know, if you're gonna try to bolt out of there, which yeah, it's valid. Um, but yeah, you always have to remember like what the goal is, like because yeah, if you want to avoid any legal stuff, you don't necessarily need to run away. As long as you are able to sit there and do nothing until your personal space is invaded in a way that makes you feel unsafe and afraid for your life, then it's perfectly legal to defend yourself, especially if there are witnesses to that. Um, if your purpose is to literally start a fight, then why would you run? So you see what I mean? It's like, what is your end goal there? And I'm not gonna judge you for your end goal. I might call you a moron if you just go around starting fights, because you are. But objectively speaking, it's all about your goal.
Retreat early, use distance or physical barriers, and might shout or draw attention. All tactics rooted in self-preservation. Far from cowardice, this shows control, awareness, and discipline.
No, that's again a very broad generalization. It can be cowardice, you know?
In fact, the ability to walk away under pressure often takes
Well, to walk away now, that's different. To walk away, that's different. That's calculated. But just to bolt out of there, yeah.
more strength than swinging a fist. The downside? Some runners may later return with backup or a weapon, but most just want the situation to end. The key takeaway is simple. Escaping a fight doesn't mean losing. It means surviving.
That's true, but also not, because you see how he said that, oh, if somebody runs, they might bring back other people, they might alert other people, they might do this, that. Personally, again, goals, right? Let's say my goal is to, like, in a fantasy scenario, right? I'm gonna use fantasy scenarios for this because I don't want to condone anything or, you know, say something. But let's say that I'm there and I'm invading a fantasy castle, completely YOLO scenario, right? Okay, cool. And now somebody sees me, and I understand that they are maybe some kind of, you know, staff that belongs to the castle. And I look at them and their body language and their, posture and their first reaction tells me that, okay, that person is going to bolt. Um, I will not let that happen because if they do, they will definitely alert others. So my purpose is to stop them, right? Their purpose is to run. It's a mess. So these things that this guy is saying are completely just generalizations and just broad swipes. It's like, yeah, whatever. He's making shit up as well as he's going, because all of these things are things that a martial artist or anyone should be able to do. These should be options for you.
Street fight, the person who avoids violence entirely is almost always the real winner. The
No, that is not true. Because you're a pacifist or restrained, you're not guaranteed survival. Please keep that in mind.
guy with friends. This is the type of fighter who only
Guy with friends? Guy with friends? First of all, friends aren't real, right? Who even has friends? Okay, kidding aside though, what do you mean guy with friends? What? What do you mean guy with friends? Alright, listen.
acts tough when surrounded. They rely on numbers, not skill, using group presence to intimidate and control the situation. You'll often see them puffed up, gesturing, shouting, daring you to make the first move. But it's not confidence, it's a performance for their friends.
Alright, on a psychological level, being backed by buddies will of course make you feel more confident. But that is not like once again, I'm gonna be repeating myself. This is neither a determining factor in whether they are skilled or a genuine threat to you or not. You know, you can't really say. And can you blame somebody for having friends? Can you really blame somebody for having friends and bringing them? Bro, get your own friends. What the fuck? Obviously, you want numerical advantage if you can have it. You know? What kind of nonsense is this? What is this kind of like an MMO where your party limited at one? Are you doing a solo duty in Final Fantasy? What's up, my guy? Like, what are you gonna be like? Oh, he brought friends. Yeah, he brought friends. Of course he's gonna be like, bro. Of course he's gonna bring friends. What obligates them not to bring friends? Like, if I had friends and we were gonna beat your ass, we're gonna co-op on that. Like, that's gonna be fun. Fuck it. So I'm sorry, but you can't really blame somebody for ganging up on you. I mean, don't fight them. Just see what's gonna happen. Like, don't you see what's gonna happen? Don't fight them. Find them when they're on their own. It's simple. Or bring your own friends. Or be extremely skilled. Which all of these are, well, skill issues on your part. They just brought their friends. Like, yeah, good luck.
Individually, they're rarely dangerous, but collectively, they're unpredictable.
Are they rarely dangerous? Are you fucking shitting me, my guy? Because imagine that if I am, at the level where I am, well, if I'm bringing friends to a fight, do you really think I'm gonna bring wimps or something? No, I know how to pick them. I know who I'll bring. Are you fucking like this is dangerous advice? This is really fucking dangerous advice.
Fights like this can spiral fast. One person swings, and suddenly four more are involved. Coordination breaks down, and that's when serious injuries happen. Someone gets stomped, blindsided, or worse.
Oh no, not the stomp and not the blind side. Oh no. Not like this can happen in every fight. Oh no. No. It's only when you see this is abilities that you unlock if you're like, okay, so if you bring 3 friends, you can stomp. If you bring 5 friends, oh boy, that's a blind side. You unlock that. Only if you bring 5. What the fuck is this guy on about?
The group fighter isn't about honor or skill. They're about...
Everyone is a group fighter. You should know how to fight in a group. If you don't know how to fight in a group, you're going to be detrimental to your friends potentially and abusable by your opponents potentially. Fighting in a group like this, especially like in the picture shown, let's say that like these are 2 mixed sides there going on. My God, like this is not a good place to be if you don't know what you're doing, if you've never had experience in this before. Even if you're good at solo fights like 1 versus 1, this is not a good place for you right now. Step back.
Dominance through numbers. In these situations, trying to prove yourself is a mistake. You're not fighting one guy. You're fighting his ego and his entourage.
Maybe both.
And in the street, that's a losing game. The dirty fighter. The dirty fighter doesn't...
Isn't the dirty fighter the same as the cheap shotter according to this guy's logic, which is like completely stupid logic?
Care about fairness, technique, or reputation, only about doing damage.
What's the difference with the cheap shot guy that you analyzed earlier, my friend?
This is the person who bites, gouges eyes, rakes the face, kicks the groin, or grabs anything nearby to use as a weapon.
So like a more intelligent cheap shot guy? I don't get it. Is this cheap shot guy level 2?
In their mind, a street fight is a zero-sum game, and rules don't exist.
That's every fight. What the hell?
What makes them dangerous isn't just their unpredictability, it's their intent. Dirty fighters don't stop when you're down. They escalate. And
I mean, I would assume that they shouldn't stop because, well, I'm sorry, but if it's life or death, you gotta make sure that the other person just can't continue. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill them, but you have to make sure that no matter what, they cannot in the moment continue and probably not for the next 20 minutes either. So, yeah. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, so what do you think is going to happen if you punch someone, and then that's not a knockout? What do you think is going to happen? Like, can you risk it? Like, what the hell is this? What is this fucking video? I mean, I knew it, but like, oh, captions? I don't want captions. This fucking video is weird.
Because they're
This fucking video takes the cake. Like we've seen other fucking buffooneries like this before, but this one, oh boy, this one is definitely interesting.
tactics are fueled by panic, rage, or desperation. Things like permanent injury or infection from bites and scratches become real risks. But dirty doesn't mean skilled. They often rely on
Dirty. He's just making shit up as he goes to try and create more and more differentiations and categories so that the video can keep going. It's like, it's insane. This is bloat.
shock value. Once that fails, they gas out or lose control under
How do you know? Do you know them personally?
resistance. Their biggest weapon is surprise, not endurance. The takeaway? If someone's willing
How
to
do
fight
you
dirty,
know?
it's not a match. It's a survival scenario. Forget
Every fight is a fucking survival scenario. What the fuck are you talking about?
pride, defend your vital areas, and disengage fast.
So what? So you shouldn't. So wait. So in the other case, you shouldn't be defending your vital. Oh my fucking god, my guy, you are stupid. You're dangerous. This video, I think I'm gonna report it. This video is dangerous. Like legitimately, this video is absolutely dangerous.
The lawyer. This type of person responds to conflict with legal awareness rather than aggression. They
I mean, yeah,
typically avoid physical confrontation.
yeah, yes. I mean, okay, so listen, hear me out on this one. If somebody is foolish enough to just attack me, crossing over legal boundaries, oh boy, you bet your ass I'm gonna sit there and take it in the face like a bitch. And then I'll see them in court. You know why? Money, baby.
And instead rely on verbal warnings, visible recording devices, and references to law or liability. Their goal is deterrence, to make the other party think twice by introducing the risk of legal consequences.
I'm not gonna deter you if you wanna attack me and like beat the shit out of me. If it is illegal, I'm gonna let it happen, bro. Especially if I can take it, if I can judge that I can take it and you have no weapon, for example, or anything. Well, if you have a weapon, well, you're fucked anyways, but like, if I can take it, I will. Because that's like a lawsuit and I'm winning it.
The strength of this approach lies in psychological
And I want you to know that there are people, I don't go out of my way to do this. I never would do that. But, you know, if it happens, like again, like in a fantasy scenario, okay? But like, keep in mind, there are people who might try to get at, like, you know how there are people who throw themselves in front of a car at a red light, and then they go, "Oh my God, you hit me," and blah blah. This is true. People do that, and it's it was an issue before, and this is the equivalent of it without the car, but in a fight. Do you see what I mean?
control. Most street fights are emotionally driven, and the sudden shift toward
No, most street fights should not be emotionally driven, otherwise kill issue.
legal framing, being filmed, being named, or being reported can defuse aggression. It works especially well in public spaces where bystanders or cameras are present. However, there are real limitations. The lawyer type often assumes that others will also value rules or restraint, which isn't always the case.
Yeah, which can be capitalized on. That's the problem.
If violence escalates suddenly, this person may be physically unprepared. There's also
Yeah, well, there's also the fact that they may also not be unprepared, but also baiting you. So yeah.
the risk of post-conflict manipulation, where recordings get edited, accusations are twisted, or lawsuits follow regardless of fault. Understanding legal outcomes is useful, but relying solely on legality without preparedness leaves gaps in personal safety.
I mean, yeah, that goes without saying, right? I mean, it's better to be able to defend yourself than to not be able to defend yourself. Okay, bro, what else? Like the sky is blue and the sun is coming out every day? Like what else is happening? Water is good for you?
A well-rounded street-smart mindset includes both legal awareness and physical readiness.
Okay, I agree with that though. These are characteristics of like a street smart person. That's true. You have to be aware of your limits.
The drunk. The drunk fighter is one of the most unpredictable threats in a street.
There. Man, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna let the guy talk because I can already tell you they've never ever been in a fight, and I'm pretty sure they have never seen a drunk person before.
Scenario. Intoxication impairs motor control, spatial awareness, and judgment, yet often boosts aggression and emotional volatility.
The last two are true, which have nothing to do with their ability to fight.
You'll see erratic behavior, sudden shouting, swaying movements, and wild, inaccurate swings. Despite their clumsiness, drunks can be deceptively dangerous.
I mean, look, I don't know how to say this to you. If somebody swings at you, right, they can hit you. There is a non-zero chance you're going to get hit, regardless of your own skill. And there is a non-zero chance that's going to knock you out, regardless of your personal skill. Why is this specific to the drunk, quote unquote? Why is it specific to that? Like that can be any of the other. Like, again, I'm just trying to tell you that this is just bullshit, but okay.
Alcohol dulls pain receptors, so even solid strikes might not register or stop them immediately.
It does not matter if they register. The damage is done. If I break your arm, I don't care if you feel it, you can't use it. I don't care if you ignore the pain, bro.
That false sense of invincibility can escalate situations fast, especially if others get involved.
That is true, though. That is true. In a drunken state, people can get this weird sense that they are unstoppable. But yeah, that's about it. Like, it has nothing to do with martial arts.
Their unpredictability is their greatest weapon. You don't know if they'll throw a punch, start crying, or pull a bottle.
Okay, there is a bit of truth there. There is a bit of truth because, all right, okay, I gotta be fair. They might have non-fighting related, for example, responses to things, including verbal or like even just passing out in front of you. But yeah, that again, like, just doesn't offer any advantage and isn't fight specific. I guess it's kind of drunk specific. And I mean, what do you want me to say? Right? Like, if you see somebody who's like trying to fucking kill you with a knife, but they're drunk, right? And they suddenly start crying. Well, you know, make sure that you're not baited into something weird, some kind of weird strat. Just take your time to take distance. You know, check it out. Like, okay, is the person actually crying? Then maybe you can help. Maybe you can be like, hey, buddy, like, why are you doing this? Like, you don't seem like you're having fun with this. Like, maybe we should just, like, sit down and talk it out. Like, tell me why you're crying and shit. You know, I get you. You're coming for a fight, but, like, looks like you're not in it. Like, maybe you want to talk about it, you know. Can work.
Engaging with an intoxicated person carries major risk. Injuring someone visibly impaired.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yes, because they might just like decide they want to stab themselves instead, and then good luck fucking proving that. Like, it's, but it's not like, I don't know. The general advice I have to give when dealing with drunk people is assessing how drunk we're talking. And then depending, you might want to just leave it alone. Just walk. Literally just leave it alone. That's it.
Even if they instigated, can result in charges or public backlash. Their lack of control doesn't make you less liable.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem there. That's the problem there legally. I mean, it's just legal stuff.
Short, drunk fighters are not strategic threats, but they are volatile liabilities. When possible, de-escalate. Liability,
yes, they are. I will say that much. But again, nothing related to fighting or fighting styles. Like, nothing at all. This is completely irrelevant.
Space and let them trip over their own imbalance. The spectator. Spectators are often underestimated in a street fight, but they can be one of the most destabilizing factors.
Sorry, I'm yawning, so I'm not commenting how bullshit this is.
While they're not directly involved in the violence, their presence changes the psychological and tactical landscape.
All right, I'm gonna put it this way. Let's say that you are, for some reason, okay. Let's use a fantasy scenario because again, I don't want to like, you know, promote anything. But like, let's use the same fantasy scenario I used before. So there's this castle, and I'm running after the guy that escaped in the previous scenario, okay? And I catch up, but now there are already like people around us. And then suddenly the guy turns and now they're ready to fight or some shit like that. Okay, cool. Like the clumsy scenarios, okay? And now let's say that, like, for the sake of making this point, that their bodies, right, they're starting to create like a circle around us. Let me tell you right now, I would immediately fucking bolt out of there. I would never let a crowd of people who are clearly tied to the person I'm about to fight, circle me in, if that makes sense. Because then, by allowing people to do that, what you're doing is basically, okay, guys, I trust you that you won't play dirty. Do you really? Are you that fucking stupid? No, I would be like, hey, you guys want to spectate? That's fine. Form a line behind your friend. I don't care. I ain't gonna get fucking circled around by fucking morons. So that pretty much diffuses everything there,
Most fights escalate in public, and the crowd adds pressure, distortion, and unpredictability. Spectators influence outcomes in several ways. They may cheer, heckle, film the incident, or encourage participants to keep fighting when they otherwise might have stopped.
Oh, that's true though. Now that right there, let me tell you something. If you happen to be, and again, this has nothing to do with fighting styles, whatever. Look, it's good things to talk about, right? And that's what I was looking for from this video, like just good things to talk about. So even if the video itself is completely stupid and wrong, so if you are the spectator, just do everyone a favor and remain neutral. Okay? Don't go trying to diffuse it. Don't go trying to, heckle them or egg them to continue or whatever. Just fucking observe. That's all you gotta do. Just observe. Or, even better, just walk away. Unless it's your friend or something, But even if it's your friend, just observe. Intervene only to, like, make sure that, like, it doesn't go over a point. Or it doesn't reach a point if you can. But don't do this thing where you're literally cheering them to continue fighting and all that. Like, yeah, it's a very sensitive situation.
Behavior can push individuals to act more aggressively out of pride, fear of humiliation, or social pressure. In some cases, a spectator may even step in and become a participant, turning a
Yeah, don't do that especially, please.
one-on-one into a group altercation. From a risk standpoint, they create problems. They can block your escape route, interfere with your awareness of threats.
Yeah, that's the thing. You see, that those things are what I was talking about earlier.
And capture footage that's edited or misinterpreted later in court. Spectators don't prioritize truth; they amplify spectacle. In
Okay, that's a fair sentence. That's a fair sentence.
real-world self-defense, understanding
Because some people seem to feel more secure in a crowd. Like, some people are like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? There's a crowd here. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna kill me? No. And no matter what, it's gonna be filmed and blah blah. No, you're thinking it completely wrong, buddy. You're completely wrong. People are there for the spectacle, and if there is no spectacle, they'll try to create one sometimes. And the legal things, yeah, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, because even if somebody is, like, let's say 10 people are recording it, Not all 10 of them are gonna edit the footage, and then if the footage is found by law enforcement, they will compare the found footage to each other. Like you know, it's more nuanced, but holy shit, just avoid it. Just avoid this thing where people circle around you and you allow that, and you're in the middle and you're fighting someone. Like, what are you doing? It's tactically wrong to begin with.
The crowd dynamic is critical. The more people watching, the less control you have. Smart fighters don't just monitor their opponent, they constantly track the environment, ranking every martial art from worst to best to use in a street fight. The I see red mentality. I see red refers to a psychological.
Did he just like go into a different topic? What happened there? Did you see that weird jump? What the fuck happened there? Oh, it's another video? Oh, that's why okay, yeah, so that's why he's separating them. Martial arts, right? Hey, oh my god, didn't we watch that one? Wait, what is that? Every counter is martial art? I mean, biggest MMA cheaters? So we watched this one, I'm sure. And this one looks like trash. I'm too bored to watch that one, but I'm curious about this one. Cheaters, huh? All right, I'm curious because I've never done MMA in the sense of like, oh, go in the ring and do it. So I don't know about their equipment or how you can cheat or stuff like that. So that's maybe interesting. So
That refuse to be conquered,
yeah,
explaining
okay,
the
cool.
biggest cheating scandals in combat sports. Padless gloves.
All right, what the fuck is padless gloves then?
1983, Luis Resto was involved in the most serious cheating scandal in boxing history. During his fight against Billy Collins Jr., Resto entered the ring.
I don't know how accurate this is, by the way. And judging by this channel's other videos, it could all be fucking fabricated or misinformation or anything. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that, yeah, they do talk shit without like anything to back it up. They do say like it's mostly a lol cow channel. Let's say like for me, with the knowledge that I have, without saying it's like extreme knowledge or anything, but with the knowledge that I do have in martial arts, this is a lol cow channel. Like I can fucking milk them for Saturday after Saturday. So whenever they say, "Oh my god," this person and they named them and all that, did this and that. I don't claim that they're right and I don't condone anything. I'm just watching. I don't know if this happened even. I'm here to learn what the fuck Padless Gloves is, incident, which that's incident, buddy. Can't you fucking spell check? You're already using AI voice. Fucking spell check.
With the padding deliberately removed from his gloves. This turned every punch into a more dangerous, damaging blow.
So it's literally what it is. Like you just remove the stuffing from the glove and then. Yeah, okay.
Far beyond what's legally allowed in the sport. Over the course of 10 rounds, Collins absorbed extreme damage. He suffered broken bones in his face, permanent eye injuries, and career-ending trauma. The gloves were only examined after the fight when Collins' father, also his trainer, noticed they felt unusually thin. This led to an official investigation. The result confirmed the violation. Resto's gloves had been illegally altered, and the New York State Athletic Commission ruled the incident a criminal act, not just a breach of rules. Both Resto and his trainer, Panama Lewis, were convicted of assault and conspiracy. Resto served
All right.
prison time and was banned from boxing for life. Billy Collins Jr. never fought again. He lost vision in one eye and died less than a year later. His death is widely linked to the psychological and physical damage caused by the fight. It crossed the line from sportsmanship into physical assault and changed how athletic commissions inspect equipment before and after fights. Cement wraps. In 2000,
Yo, what?
how athletic commissions inspect equipment before and after fights. Cement wraps.
Are you serious? People do that?
In 2009, Antonio Margarito was caught attempting to fight with illegal hand wraps before his bout with Shane Mosley. During the pre-fight inspection, Mosley's team noticed something unusual in Margarito's wraps. The California State Athletic Commission ordered them removed and examined. Inside, officials found inserts coated with a plaster-like substance. These inserts were designed to harden as the fight progressed.
Whoa.
essentially turning Margarito's fists into blunt weapons. Had the wraps not been discovered, every punch thrown would have carried the force of a cast, significantly increasing the risk of serious injury to his opponent. The wraps were confiscated, Margarito was forced to rewrap his hands legally, and Mosley went on to dominate the fight, stopping Margarito in the 9th round. The scandal immediately raised questions about Margarito's previous performances. Most notably, suspicion turned toward his 2008 win
Suspicious. Okay.
over Miguel Cotto. In that fight, Cotto suffered an unusual amount of facial damage, including excessive swelling and bleeding, leading many to believe Margarito may have used
You know why it's more dangerous to fuck around with equipment in combat sports? It's because like the other guy is gonna stand there taking it because they trust that you'll follow rules, right? Because combat sports have rules. So and they know how much generally they know how much they can take, right? And then suddenly you're being hit by something that like you haven't even checked your ability against, but you're like, no, I should be able to take it. So you're standing there getting pummeled, and yes, that can lead to severe injury. Like obviously, I mean, I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but in reality, it's not exactly obvious. Why the other person, for example, the previous example, assuming that it's real, which fine. Let's say that it is. I don't know. I have no idea. Um, if you repeatedly allow yourself, to be beaten like that, and you don't realize that the equipment has been tampered, and you're getting hit by like swings that you shouldn't be absorbing with that frequency. Yeah.
the same illegal wraps. Although there was no official proof that the wraps were used in earlier fights, the damage to Margarito's reputation was irreversible. He was suspended for one
Like to put it in different terms, if I am in a fight and somebody swings at me and I take it and I literally start getting dizzy, I will try to not engage. I will be like, okay, maybe this guy is beyond me, let's say in this example. Like I can't stop them from hurting me. I can't defend. I can't this. I can't that. Obviously, if it's a life or death, I'm fucked in that situation. But if it's not, I will tell them, all right, buddy, fine. This or let's say that I was the aggressor for some reason. Okay, another fantasy scenario, like completely, made up. Let's say I want to rob them for some reason, and I attack them or whatever, and we end up fighting. Like again, just an example scenario, whatever, just fantasy. Um, and I notice that I cannot fucking deal with them, and they're a legitimate threat to me. Well, I will notice it fast. Like I'll just like get punched really hard. I won't even be able to see like the person move some kind of anime shit or whatever. I will be like, okay, that's fine, that's fine. My bad, buddy. That's fine. Let's resolve this amicably. I'm really sorry. You know, but in a boxing match, you're gonna want to continue, right? Because you're like, okay, I've trained for this. I can take like 50 punches without like breaking sweat with these gloves on. I can do this and that and that, and suddenly you're making bad decisions. You're like, no, I have to continue because this and that, and basically, with the added force of the tampered equipment, you're now subjecting yourself to much, much, much more punishment. Eventually, it's gonna cause damage. That's the very light difference, like the very but substantial difference on why it's dangerous. You know,
year by the California State Athletic Commission, and public trust in his
because you're also emotionally charged to not stop, especially if you're confident. And to be fair to you, otherwise you would have been able to take it because you've trained for that. So you might mule up and be like, no, I'll just continue because this cannot be happening.
legitimacy as a fighter never fully recovered. John Jones. Jones is widely considered the most talented fighter in MMA history, but his legacy is filled with controversy. Alongside title wins and dominant performances, Jones has one of the most documented histories of cheating and rule violations in the sport. His biggest issues involve performance-enhancing drugs. Jones has failed multiple drug tests over the course of his career. In 2016, he tested
Why is he allowed to continue if this is true?
tested positive for clomiphene and letrozole, both
Positive?
banned substances. In
He tested
2017, he
positive,
failed another
dude.
test, this time for turinabol, an anabolic steroid. These violations led to suspensions, stripped titles, and canceled fights. In addition to banned substances,
Cancelled
Jones
fights
has
is
a long
crazy.
records, stripped titles, and canceled fights.
Cancelled fights? You know what? Like, just I also just noticed the tear. Like, this is such a perfect image. Like, just the tear here. Like, nah, bro. My fights were cancelled.
In addition to banned substances, Jones has a long record
Banned
of rule bending
substances.
inside
Oh
the
my
cage.
god. So, like, these are substances that are, like, exclusive to band members? Crazy. And I love the rule bending. Like, I think substance abuse would already be rule bending. So I'm not sure why you have to fucking say it again, you stupid fucking AI channel.
He's known for frequent eye pokes, often using extended fingers to manage distance while risking illegal contact. He
Oh, that's kind of that is like kind of disgusting in a combat sport environment. Come on, dude.
regularly targets the knees with oblique kicks, legal but widely viewed as dangerous due to the potential for serious joint injury. These
Then why is it legal? Like combat sports are so fucking dumb.
fouls
Combat sports are dumb because you're trying to create rules to prevent injury when the very fucking nature of the thing you're trying to feast your eyes on is causing injury. Like, oh yeah, kicking the knee is dangerous, but also legal, but also not legal, but maybe it should be legal, but also maybe should be legal because we want to see good knee kicks because we are barbarians. Like, combat sports are fucking stupid, dude.
are rarely penalized, but they create small, consistent advantages. Jones has often remained just within the limits of what referees are willing to call, making his rule breaking difficult to punish in real time.
But is it rule breaking if it's not breaking rules? Is the question. Like, if he's pushing the boundary of what's legal but without breaking it, I would say that's a problem with the system, not with the guy.
Debate around John Jones isn't just about his skill, it's about whether that skill has been consistently aided by cheating, both inside and outside the cage.
I think it's been consistently aided by stupidity of combat sports.
His career is a clear example of how technical excellence and repeated rule violations can exist at the same time. Vitor Belfort. During the early 2010s, the UFC entered what became known as the TRT era, a period where fighters were allowed to use testosterone replacement therapy under.
Really? They were allowed to do that? Holy shit. Also, I mean, if you need an example of like why fucking combat sports are stupid, I mean, have you looked at these guys? I mean, have you really looked at these guys? Anyways, cool.
Their doctor's supervision. The practice was controversial, but technically legal under
Controversial? Okay.
Athletic Commission exemptions. Vitor Belfort became the most prominent and arguable figure of that era. While on TRT, Belfort showed a dramatic physical transformation.
I mean, okay, I'm not doubting what the guy is saying because I just don't. I'm not into combat sports at all, so I don't know what's happening. I can't tell the difference, and I don't care. But like these two pictures, bro, he looks the same. Legitimately the same. Look at him. He looks the same. Like if I hide the faces, right? It's the same fucking body. It's literally the same, pixel for pixel. That's crazy. Like such a bad example.
He appeared more muscular, more aggressive, and more.
Did he? Did he though? If you ask me of these two, who is more muscular, I would say they are the same. One of them is more hunched. They're the same person, of course. But in one picture, they're more hunched over. That makes them look a little bit more aggressive. So I would say that this is completely wrong, and this is more aggressive. And you know what else makes it more aggressive? It's the eyes here, much more awake. And a bit the mohawk, of course. It's kind of like the your mind is gonna tell you, oh, people with mohawks, oh my god, like yeah, you know. So, but I'd say yeah, this is more aggressive. Like he has his jaw lowered a little bit. He's kind of hunched. He's kind of, you know, here you would say he's mellowed out, he's more experienced. That's what you would get. Like, yeah, I should be careful a little bit. Like, they seem confident. Not more aggressive, though, not more muscular. Difficult to tell if they would be more explosive.
Explosive than at any other point in his long career. His knockout power increased, and he delivered some of the most violent finishes in UFC history during this time. One of the most discussed examples was his head kick
One of the most discussed examples? A discussed example, damn.
knockout of Michael Bisping in 20.
I mean, what's disgusting about that? Isn't that allowed? I don't get it. I'm so confused about combat sports, legitimately.
13. That kick caused permanent damage to Bisping's eye.
Yeah, of course it can. Of course it can. That's why you shouldn't be doing combat sports. You're just injuring yourself for fun.
Eventually requiring him to wear a prosthetic. Although Belfort never technically broke the rules while on TRT, the advantage it gave him was significant. His success during that period raised serious concerns about the
I would never, ever ride such a thin beam. What the hell, my dude? But they're wearing protection here, right? So he's not feeling it, okay.
use of therapeutic exemptions for performance enhancement. The UFC's decision to ban TRT was largely influenced by the controversy surrounding him. His case remains one of the clearest examples of how regulated substances can still create an
and how repeated injuries can fucking damage your brain, I guess.
uneven playing field.
The uneven failed, okay.
Combat sports. Romero Stoolgate. At UFC 178, Yoel
The Stoolgate? Oh my god, that sounds like what, stool is a word for shit as well. Your stool, it's your feces, like your caca. So Stoolgate is completely a wild word here, and I'm hoping they mean stool as in, the actual furniture.
Romero faced Tim Kennedy in a high-stakes middleweight bout. The controversy began at the end of round 2, when Kennedy landed a barrage of punches that left Romero visibly stunned and close to being finished.
This is such a good picture, though. This is such a good picture. If I was in combat sports, I would never want to be in a photograph like this. Like, this is... You know what sells it? It's the sweat, which looks like it's kind of like stink particles from the foot, and he's going like, oh, like, oh my god, this is a perfect fucking picture. This picture is perfect. This picture is so perfect. Oh my god. Okay.
Under normal rules, the fighter
All
must
right.
rise from the stool and answer the bell to start the next round. But
Okay.
when round 3 was set to begin, Romero remained seated. His corner deliberately left the stool in the cage and covered him in excess Vaseline, a tactic that forced the officials to pause the fight. The delay lasted 28 seconds beyond the standard 1-minute break between rounds. During
Okay.
that time, Romero recovered. No point was deducted, no disqualification was issued, and the fight continued. Once the third round began, Romero came out fresh and quickly turned the tables, landing punches and finishing Kennedy by TKO.
Okay, I mean, he should have been disqualified. Why? Again, it sounds to me like a problem, like assuming that everything is correct, like what this AI voice is telling us is correct. Then this was once more a failure of the rules. It's like you can't hate the player; you have to hate the game in that case.
Incident became known as Stoolgate. The win
But Stoolgate is wild.
remained on Romero's record, and the UFC never issued formal discipline. The controversy
Discipline, my god, controversy and discipline, and also banned substances.
raised ongoing questions about officiating and enforcement in MMA. It also highlighted how subtle rule manipulation, in this case simply sitting for an extra half minute, can have a direct impact on the outcome of a fight. To this day, Stoolgate is considered one of the clearest examples of gamesmanship crossing into rule breaking with no accountability. Ricardo Mayorga. Ricardo Mayorga is one of the most unorthodox and controversial boxers in modern history, known as much for his fouls as for his fists. While he held world titles in 2 weight classes,
The fuck is a rabbit punch? A rabbit punch? What's a rabbit punch, my guy? What, hitting like near the groin, like left and right? Like what? I don't get it. What the fuck is it? Why is it called a rabbit? I don't get it. You know what? It's fine. All right.
His real notoriety came from how he broke the rules, both inside and outside the ring. In the ring, Mayorga consistently used illegal tactics. Low blows were common, often landing without apology. Headbutts,
Well, you should apologize at least. But no, like, dude, that is still like just failing of the system.
rabbit punches to the back of the head, and hitting after the bell were all part of his approach. He treated rules like suggestions, and many referees struggled to control his behavior. Outside the ring, his conduct was just as chaotic. Mayorga's press conferences and weigh-ins often involved smoking cigarettes on stage, throwing insults, or physically provoking his opponents. He made a spectacle of disrespect, aiming to get into his opponent's head before the first punch was thrown.
I think that's like what every fucking combat sport combatant actually does, though.
While some fans found his antics entertaining, most
Don't mistake for what I'm saying with defending, like, you know, bad behavior. I'm just saying it's stupid. Like, combat sports are stupid. I'm sorry.
experts agree he represents one of the dirtiest fighters the sport has ever seen. His legacy isn't about technique or discipline. It's about pushing the limits of what a referee would allow and making chaos part of his strategy. Judge coercion. In 2003, Roy Jones Jr. competed in a highly controversial
Wasn't Roy Jones Jr. actually really fucking skilled, though? That's what I seem to remember back, like, then, you know?
bout against Antonio Tarver. While not a traditional case of equipment tampering or drug use, the controversy centered around manipulation of judging and promotion influence, something that's often overlooked as a form of cheating. Jones, one of boxing's biggest stars at the time, was
Yeah, I'm right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he was really good. He really was actually good. Like, I enjoyed his fight.
awarded a majority decision in a fight where many observers believed Tarver had clearly done enough to win. The issue wasn't just about scoring, it was about the systemic bias built into high-level boxing.
No?
Promoters, networks, and sanctioning bodies all had financial stakes in keeping Jones on top. Critics pointed to this as an example of institutionalized favoritism, where the house fighter is nearly impossible to beat on the scorecards unless he's knocked out. While no rules were technically broken, the fight fueled distrust
And once again, while no rules were technically broken, my guys, your system sucks.
in boxing's integrity and highlighted how judicial manipulation can impact the outcome just as much as PEDs or illegal hand wraps. This wasn't an isolated incident. It represented a pattern where elite fighters sometimes benefit from scoring that protects the business.
Benefit? Okay.
Even if it means robbing the opponent. In many ways, this kind of cheating is harder to detect and punish, but just as
Is it,
damaging
though?
to the credibility of the sport.
Seems like it
Loaded
was
ankle
detected just
wraps.
fine.
In 2016, Charles Bennett, also known as Crazy Horse, was involved in an infamous moment of foul-based cheating during his fight against Minoru Kimura in Japan. Just seconds into the bout, Bennett sprinted across the ring and landed an illegal soccer kick to his downed opponent, clearly against the rules of the promotion. The move caused immediate chaos and controversy. It wasn't accidental or heat of the moment. It was blatant and calculated. Bennett had a long history of pushing the boundaries of legality in the ring, but this fight showed how some fighters
And he was still allowed to participate because this system is great.
weaponize the element of surprise and rule violation to shock opponents, exploit loopholes, or create confusion.
That's a lot of words to just kind of like stretch the legal fucking definition of putting like fucking weights on your ankles and then banging someone in the head with them. That's fucking assault, my guy. Like, why are we talking about element of surprise
While not as long-lasting as
in a
steroid
combat
use or
sport
hand-wrapped
environment?
tampering, this style of chaos-based cheating is dangerous because it normalizes violence outside the rule
Bro, you are normalizing violence in your own fucking rule book. Like, this is combat sports are stupid. Legit.
book, and sometimes gets rewarded by viral attention or crowd support. If you enjoyed this video, please like.
I genuinely didn't, but you're such a lol cow, your channel, that I accepted. Okay, well, that's as much stupid as I can handle for like for 1 hour. Like, legitimately, what a fucking channel. What a fucking channel. They are fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Also, I I hate to say this, right? Like, I hate to say this, but everyone, you could show me anyone participating in combat sports, anyone. Like, look at these guys, right? They're like the same fucking guy. They're all like the same fucking guy. Like I cannot, I can tell them apart, of course, but especially when you have them like this, these three especially. So like, just like same fucking guy. I'm not even joking. Like the same guy. Literally, even this guy is the same guy. He's just like a little bit to the back. Like his head is a little bit, his chin is a little bit more raised. Like I cannot, and the girls as well. I have difficulty telling them apart. Like I don't know, dude. They all seem like the typical copy pasta of like the archetypal fucking cage fighter. It's so fucking wild to me. I'm sorry. It's like some kind of like unwritten agreement that if you're gonna be into combat sports, you're gonna start like living this particular beard and then also shave your head and then also look a certain way. And then, I mean, your nose is gonna be pummeled, so it gets hammered into the same shape like as everyone else who gets hammered. Legit, it's so fucking weird. It's so weird. It's like the more you go into it, the more you become like that one thing, like that one look, the characteristic look. And I think it's a self-perpetuating thing because then others see that look and they go like, okay, that looks tough. I have to look like that. So it kind of like self-perpetuates and they start like looking like each other like so much. It's crazy. And if this guy had left a bit of a beard, he would be in the same fucking boat, legitimately. Oh my god. Combat sports are stupid, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. Just if you're into them, just drop them. Just go learn some actual martial art. Go fucking uh, discover your own truths. Like legitimately, just drop it. It just doesn't matter. You're stupid if you're doing it. I'm sorry. But bless you for providing entertainment, I guess, if that's your thing. What can I tell you? Such a weird life decision, honestly. Whatever. It doesn't even have to do with like, oh, traditional martial arts versus MMA. Like, no, 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 no. It's just listen to me. You're stupid. You're dumb. You're getting injured for nothing. I don't know how to tell you. Like, you are stupid. Like, stop. You're harming yourself. Legitimately self harm. And over nothing. So yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking know. Unless you're planning to never survive or have a good quality of life after 30, 40. Yeah, in that case, you can just go ham, just go in the ring, get fucked up in the face, repeatedly kicked, and then, yeah, by your 30s or 40s, yeah, we'll see you again. You know. So, yeah. And even if you escape like physical damage, boy, welcome to Slur Speed Central. Like, and loss of memory and shit. So yeah, I don't fucking know. You're dumb. You're dumb, my guy. You're fucking dumb. I get you. You want the competition. You want this. You want that. It's fun to watch people fight, of course. But like, because anime and shit. But like, yeah, there's anime for that. I guess. Don't have to fucking go out of your way. Whatever. And the rules, they just don't make sense because nobody follows them anyway. So what does it matter? I guess. Anyway, all right. Well, that's it. Uh, that's it from me. 1 hour is fine every Saturday. Plus, I'm expecting Neris, visit. Nice 2 weeks. So I gotta go and get ready. So I'm gonna see you on Monday. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this as entertaining as I did. Because it was very interesting. Stupidity is entertaining. And that channel is full of it. So amazing. Anyway, catch you on Monday and see zero coughing. It's crazy. Sorry for no camera though. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm kind of taking it easy, because camera stresses me as well, and I'd like to minimize stress completely these days. So yeah, I'm just not into it today. Oh, and before I go, Skyrim news. Um, LL is down, or not down, but they lost all their fucking downloads, and they're recovering them as we speak. And so we couldn't finish our installation because you can't download shit. And so now we're just waiting for them to restore their download sections so we can actually finish the installation. So yeah, we're not stalling, but that happened. It literally happened on the 25th of this month, as we were about to go into a modding session before Neris's visit, and we couldn't finish. We couldn't fucking finish it. So unfortunately, that's gonna add. Um, uh, I don't know when they're gonna be recovered, so I can't tell you how many days it's gonna add. I'll be checking, and we'll see. Also, it's unlikely I will mod while Neris is here, because he doesn't have his desktop, obviously, and we mod together, and so yeah, it's completely fucking unfortunate. You can check it yourself if you don't believe me. Like, their downloads are down. They even have a warning about it. Like, we lost access to these files because of this person's poo poo. But we're getting there. We're restoring it. Like, yeah. So, yeah, fuck my life, I guess. But once that is sorted, we are literally done. And then I can start streaming it. And I will also stream XCOM 2. And I'll make all of my friends into soldiers, and we're gonna go and save the Earth. Simple as that. All right. So thanks for watching, and catch you on Monday. And sorry for no camera. I'm trying to get more camera in there, in case you haven't realized. I'm not gonna stop, but also I don't want you to stress me. I want to keep stress at like 0 at this point. Especially if I'm gonna be, trying to monitor it and give my results to like